Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another unboxing video, and this is a really special one. This is John Wetton, An Extraordinary Life, the solo albums, an 8 CD box set with an absolutely sumptuous book in it. And before I even show you what's inside, I want to dedicate this video to Dylan and Lisa, John's wife. Dylan is his son, and all John Wetton fans around the world. Those of you just about to embark on a voyage of discovery for John's music, but equally for those of you who've been around since the beginning, from King Crimson through UK, his stints in Uriah Heep in Asia obviously, and these immaculate solo albums. I see a lot of box sets and I review a lot and I own lots of box sets, and I talk a lot and I use words like fantastic and fabulous a lot because I review things I really love. But this box set stands out because of the amount of passion and love and care that has gone into pulling this together, and it's so apparent as you flick through the pages and listen to the music that this is a work of total love and support for this artist. It really is. So let's have a look inside. This is John Wetton, An Extraordinary Life. 6 studio albums plus 2 new bonus discs, and it includes a 64-page book with a foreword by Roger Dean. It's an LP sized box, and on the back you've got all the albums, illustrations and the listing of all the tracks. And it says at the bottom here, this box set is dedicated to the memory of John Wetton. It's also dedicated to the many thousands of people across the globe who've supported John throughout his incredible career, whether that be buying albums, merchandise, books, attending concerts. And it's also dedicated to those who committed to keeping John's memory alive through social media, playing and performing John's music, or giving to palliative care charities supported by John's name, Macallan Caring Locally. We thank you for the generous support and hope you continue to keep John's flame burning brightly into the future. And I can tell you now, that's exactly what this box set will allow you to do. This is fantastic. It's a word I use a lot. But this is one of the best box sets I've seen for the amount of passion and love for the individual that has been put together. The people involved, the words, everything about it is special. And John Wetton is special. And the music is just sublime. So this is the solo albums. As you open it up, let's move the microphone over a little bit. As you open it up, you've got the first four CDs on the left-hand side. And then this beautiful picture is the first one you see, where it says, "For the love of John," from his son Dylan and his wife Lisa, and to all who were fortunate enough to touch his extraordinary life. I get shivers down the spine just reading that out. The next page, "In the heart of darkness there is a golden light, like a silent witness, it's burning bright. In the depth of sadness and the dead of night, in the heart of darkness there is golden light." John Wetton, An Extraordinary Life. The first thing we come across is a foreword by Roger Dean, which is heartfelt, beautiful. The paper stock in this book is fantastic, so well put together. And then an introduction to the solo albums, about his background, King Crimson, UK, Asia, and all those classic albums he played on. And what makes this, I think, so special to me is that every album has this approach. You have beautiful pictures, an introduction to the album, an overview of the tracks, gives you a feel of what's going on. Again, written for people who know the music, but also for people who are exploring it and hearing it for the first time. Then you have the tracks themselves, who's played on them. On this one, Simon Kirke, Martin Barr. It's just awesome. Phil Manzanera. Bonus tracks, where they're from. And then you get the lyrics for every album. Then we're on to Battle Lines from 1994. Again, introduction to the tracks, to the album, how it was made. You also get the small essay from John at the time, talking about the music, what it meant to him, where he was in his life, in his 40s in this case, and then the track listing, and again the list of all the musicians. And this one, you've got Steve Luther on this one. It's just fantastic. And then we're again into the lyrics, interspersed with fantastic pictures from the time. There were also little quotes as well. The fact that Steve here from Toto saying he played with Chris Squire, Greg Lake and John. The Mount Rushmore of progressive rock. Archangel from 1997. Again, an overview of the album. And there's something from John. And then we're into all the people who played it. Robert Fripp, Steve Hackett. All these names. And again, the lyrics. And look at the pictures. Some beautiful pictures coming up, actually. I think John was a very spiritual person, very deep feeling lyrics, very observational, and a beautiful picture here of Knowlton Church and the earthworks, and just beautiful. I shall talk more in the summary. Then Welcome to Heaven, 2004. Again, all the list of who's played on it: Jim Vallance, John Young, Jim Patrick. It's just fantastic. And again, we have the lyrics, some beautiful pictures and imagery. And then we're into Rock of Faith from 2003, which I think was probably going to be my favourite album. Jeff Downes is on this. Again, beautiful imagery, great introduction from John Wetton from 2002. All the lyrics, beautiful pictures. And they were on to Raised in Captivity from 2011. Again, another introduction from John. Mick Box is on here from Uriah Heep, Jeff Downes, Steve Hackett, Eddie Jobson, Tony Kaye, Steve Morse, from Deep Purple as it was then. It's just wonderful. And again, the lyrics. It's just beautiful. And you've got then the rarities. Probably for a lot of people, the most exciting part, really. But to me, it's just part. You've got a wonderful introduction to where all the rarities have come from. The amount of work that went into getting these as well to where they are now. And a full list of the tracks. It's just brilliant. I shall go through this a bit more detail in the summary. And then you've got the second CD, 19 tracks, packed, 80 minutes of music on each one, full of rarities. As we go through, we get more heartfelt quotes from people who knew John, his final photo sessions, what it was like working with him. It's just wonderful. And then this afterward, it's just so heartfelt. The pictures, the love for this artist, for John's music, is brilliant. All what I do, I am the only one. I am the very best at being me. Love, John. Go seize the day. Wake up and say this is an extraordinary life. Oh, oh, oh. Enjoy today. Come what may. This is an extraordinary life. And then we have the 4 discs at the end. And at the back, a wonderful picture of John. And again, the pictures of the albums. And that is John Wetton, An Extraordinary Life, 6 studio albums plus 2 new bonus discs, the box set. So that's a quick look inside John Wetton, An Extraordinary Life, the solo albums, an 8 CD box set with an absolutely amazing book. There are so many ways these box sets are put together, and there's 10-inch size, or this is an LP size one, or they're hardback size like Jethro Tull. But this is one that I think has got it just right, because it comes at it from every angle, and every word on the page is coming from a place of love for this artist. And it's interesting how John Wetton is seen as a progressive artist, a prog rock person from that era, with Chris Squire and Greg Lake, also bassist and vocalist, etc. But when you go through these solo albums, what you realise is that his voice, like liquid velvet, just falling out of a waterfall gently over the rocks as it reaches your heart as you listen to him. As a songwriter, because that's what he was, how he must have felt. Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated, perhaps, that you got all these mainstream songs going through the charts of the world, and his songs were just from the heart, and they were succinct. We think of prog as meaning complex, multi-dimensional, almost mathematical song structures. And yeah, and that is prog, you know. But a lot of Asia was just melodies from heaven. And these albums are that. As I went through the book when I was showing you inside the box, the way that they've gone through each album, talked about the artists who played along with him, all the detail you need, all the imagery, the words from John himself, all the credits, you know, listening to all these guitarists and bass players and drummers who played with him, the lyrics. It's just absolutely wonderful. Where would I land? The first one is kind of like in breaking away from long extended songs and complex stuff to more succinct music. But Battle Lines is a wonderful, fantastic album. But the ones I really like, I guess, they get better and better each one as you go through. And some of the photography is fantastic. The instrumentals, the Celtic Cross, is a wonderful piece of music, and the way that starts as well, the circle, St. Giles. But Welcome to Heaven from 2001. I just love this. There's some soundscape guitar from Robert Fripp on this, with Escape landscape guitar. Oh, it's just beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. And Rock of Faith 2003 is my second favourite album. I think I've always say that with music and the remastering, in case you want to know what it's like, these albums, a lot of them out of print, the sound, I played this through my system yesterday, one album after the other, they sound beautiful. The keyboards, the different textures and sounds from John, the lyrics, his voice, everything about it is just fantastic. But what I wanted to say was, because of the way this has been put together and the lyric, as you go through it like a story with the lyrics and the words and the pictures of John, and they've all been handpicked, and the little anecdotes from artists who played with him. I'll be totally honest with you. I got to the end of Rock of Faith, and I had tears in my eyes. I was so touched by this, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's probably because, you know, this must be an artist that's very special to Phil. He must have everything by him. I don't. In fact, listening to this and reading the book, I felt so close to this artist, to the people that loved him, who worked with him, who just were around him, and how all the different people he must have touched, that I just felt, what a loss. And as you go through this and you realise, you know, you've lost, you know, Greg Lake, Chris Squire, you know, all these people are all part of this same generation, this melting pot of wonderful music. And you listen to John's voice and the hope, you know, in the lyrics and stuff, you know, Who Will Light a Candle, and then songs like this. And I'll admit, I was deeply moved. And I can't think of another box set where I felt like that by an artist. You know, this isn't, thank God, something I bought like Deep Purple box set. This was an artist that I've got stuff by him. I've got various albums through my listening life. There are various parts, but this brings together a part of his career that was largely unknown to me, I'll be honest. But going through it with the book, with the pictures and the music, it's not just about the music. I know some people say, well, I'd go on a lot about the packaging. If it's just the music, we'd all stream. But this brings you close in to the artist in a way. I guess because the box set feels like a story, and it feels like you've sat down with someone that's very close to John, who really wants you to understand him. And I can't think of many box sets that function like this. And even the stuff he did with David Cassidy, I didn't know he did that. But in the background to the extra tracks, and then some of them have been salvaged and taken a long time to put into this position. They sound amazing. This was such a talented guy. You know, it's not just prog, it's pure. Some of it's pop, funk, rock, and the soundtrack stuff he did, Giorgio Moroder. It's just fantastic. It really is. There's 8 CDs. What's that about? You could say that'd be about £85, and this book as well with all of this, which will give you so much pleasure. And how much is it? It's about £89-90. I think it's worth every penny. Even Clown Gadwell, who was someone who worked on this, has sadly passed away as well. It's just the human condition. So much moments of beauty, so many from the words, the execution of this, and how it's been put together. It's going to be, even though I film this and it's in November, this is going to be one of my box sets of the year, without doubt. John Wetton, An Extraordinary Life. Highly recommended. It's a journey, and it really is something that you'll treasure. It's really given me a totally different outlook and perspective on this great man's work. It really, really has. And I shall be playing this continually for quite a while. So it's out now. It's wonderful. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. And please do, if you haven't already, ring that little bell. Check out the website, nowspinning.co.uk, and the podcast and the Facebook group. And remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Stay safe, everybody. Keep spinning those discs, and I shall see you very, very soon.